friends! I think I start almost every one of my videos saying it's been a while, but to follow suit, it's been a while. Life is just kind of crazy, but we definitely have a pretty good routine now that my daughter is 2, but her energy level is a lot more than like a tiny baby, so it does get exhausting pretty quickly still. But she just turned 2 in June, so we had some family in town, just kind of enjoying life, and I've been taking a lot of time away from social media a little bit more, but I've been kind of over the last few months feeling this like reignited passion for my paracord, and just so many things that I can barely put into words of just how beautiful the craft is to me and what it means to me, and the joy that I get from creating things, and then also being able to send them to other people and have that joy kind of like compounded in a way. So Atwood Rope ran a sale around like Amazon Prime's sale days and stuff, so I jumped on that because they had a 15% off sale, which I usually like to wait until I see a 20% off sale. But at the same time that they were running that 15% off, they were running half off of 95 cord, and I had a gift card from Christmas, so we just used it all together, and I got even more savings than if I would have waited for like a 20% off sale. So we have updated some stock. We have new, we have some new 550 cords. I have a lot of 95 cords because 50% off means add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. And then I have a new couple micro cords as well. So let's jump in. First, on the 550 cords, I have a golden Stag Beetle. This is one of the color shifting cords. It has more of an orange with a little bit of a green hue shift in there, you can see pretty well. It technically has stripes of green, or like a Kelly green or whatever, with little bits of neon orange and red in between those lines that kind of give you that hue shift there. A very similar color to the golden Stag Beetle is Hummingbird, one of my top favorite color shifting cords because it does really shift super well. So this one is mostly green with that red and orange hue shift. The makeup specifically of how these colors line are almost identical. There's still stripes of green, but instead of a neon orange, it's more of a burnt orange and maybe a slightly darker red in between those lines. So these both have vertical stripes of green with red and orange in between them. It's just the difference of the brightness of those colors, which is really cool that it can be the same makeup and have a completely different look to it. Then we have, for kind of a neutral, this one is Jaguar. I'm really good at holding them right in front of my face because I'm not aware of where my camera is. But Jaguar is kind of a brown diamond shaped pattern with an outline of a tan. Yeah, the diamonds are actually brown and black with that outline of a tan color as well. And then Green Zone Camo is very similar to what it sounds like. There's an olive drab, a black, a coyote brown. I would say that's just about it. There might be a little bit of I think there's a little bit of like a dark hunter green in there as well. So a little bit of extra green, but paired well with the tans, dark browns, black type pattern there. And then this one is emerald green, which I think is actually the first time I've had this shade of color from Atwood. I have the regular green, and I have like hunter green and some other things like that, but this one I thought was just a really nice, like, deeper shade of green. I really like those richer colors when it comes to some of the solids. So how to get an emerald color. Turquoise, pretty basic. It is a brighter color, not quite a neon color, but just a bright turquoise. And then yellow, golden yellow. So I have this one in 95 cord as well, but they have a few different varieties of yellows. Like they don't have, I don't think there's just a standard yellow. It's like golden yellow or neon yellow or canary yellow. So we went with kind of a warmer hue of a standard yellow on that one. And then this one's hot pink. It is very bright. Almost too bright for my camera to really pick up. So certainly one of the brightest solid pinks that I will have on hand now. And that's it for 550 cord. But for the 95 cord, we have quite a few. Yeah, I want to get back into doing some more macrame soon, but you know, I've got more ideas than I have the time and energy. There's a hummingbird outside. I hung up that bird feeder like a couple months ago and I haven't seen a single hummingbird since I hung it up there. How appropriate. I have hummingbird cord and there's a hummingbird outside. Okay, anyway, 95 cords. We have a color shifting, this one's Molten Orange. So I think the last unboxing video I showed you, I have this in a micro cord, so now we have it in 95 cord as well. This one has stripes of like a burnt orange with little specks of red and purple in between it. So it does kind of have a little bit of that reddish orange, like warm hue shift in there. It's not super obvious, but it is there. Neon orange, again, pretty standard, very bright. And Air Force Gold, so kind of like a regular just goldenrod color, a little warmer than a regular yellow, not as orange as a burnt orange would be. Neon yellow, again, very bright. I have a lot of, I think I have most of all of the 95 cords at this point. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with some of these, honestly, because it seems very bright to put in like macrame, but I want them, so I got them. This one is neon green. They have a sour apple as well. This one is going to be brighter than the sour apple, and I've got that one on a previous order, but yeah. And then emerald, I haven't had the emerald before in the 95 cord, so I got 2 bundles of that, but again, just like the 550 cord, just a very rich standard green color. I think the standard green kind of has a little bit more of a, maybe like a bluish hue to it, and the emerald has kind of a warmer, richer tone to it. So, and then X-Mystique, another color shifting cord. So this one has got stripes of burnt orange with a silver and a light blue speckled pattern in between. Again, one of my absolute favorites, because you can just really see that color shifting there. So beautiful. Carolina blue, so that kind of looks like turquoise on the camera, but it is definitely much more muted, kind of like a, almost like a baby blue kind of color. So maybe it looks a little less bright against my skin versus up in the window, but VooDoo Blue, a very saturated, rich blue color, a little warmer than obviously like a Carolina blue, but this is probably one of my favorite like solid blue colors because it is just very rich colored. And then another color shifting cord for the 95. This one is Horizon, I believe. Yes. So kind of a newer color. I have it in No, I don't. I was gonna say I think I have it in microcord, but I think this is the first time I've had Horizon. I think I have it in 95. I don't know. It doesn't even really matter, but it is kind of a nice blue, purple, reddish color shift on that one as well. Stripes of a standard or royal type blue with a little bit of red and purple in between there as well. Standard pink, which again looks pretty bright on camera. Not quite as bright back here, but it almost kind of reminds me more of like a salmon pink. It is a little lighter, still kind of bright, but it's not neon pink. Actually, this one is called hot pink. So still very neon, very vibrant. I cannot talk today. So pink and hot pink. And then these are very similar. I almost have a hard time telling a difference. This one is sand, so very light colored tan. This one is tan. And I actually thought for a second that I got two of the same color, but side by side you can tell the difference, just ever so slightly. But tan is going to be just slightly darker, maybe a little bit warmer, and then that sand is going to be a very light neutral color as well. Standard brown. Nothing super exciting about brown really, but we have it. And then I got 2 bundles of smoke, which is just a very light silver type of gray. Arctic Camo, sorry. This one has white, a lighter gray and a darker gray. So probably like a smoke and a graphite type of shade in there as well. And then my last 95 cord is Stealth Gray. So this one's a really, really dark gray. It looks a little lighter on camera, but this is about the darkest gray that I'm gonna get as close to black as possible. Which micro cord I have a black, so you can kind of see dark stealth gray and a black. So very close, but not exact. Micro cords, we've got some black because I've done quite a few zipper pulls lately and I was running really low on black. So we got a new spool of that. We have a graphite gray, so a little lighter than our stealth gray. And then I got Hunter Green, which is the first time I've had this in a micro cord. This one's gonna be a really dark green, darker than like an emerald or a standard green, but it's gonna be more green saturated than like an olive color. Haven't had this one in micro, but I figured with all the micro zipper pulls that I've been doing, that might just be a nice neutral to have on hand. So that one is new, and then I got 2 last new micro cords for my stock as well. This one is called Banana, so very light yellow color, kind of like a pastel. It's certainly not bright by any means. It does look a little brighter on the camera, but yeah, very light yellow color. I've still yet to figure out what I'm going to do with that or what I will even pair with it, but we have it, so we have options now. And then I got a pattern micro cord, the only pattern cord that I got for micros, and this one's called Candy Snake. So this one has pretty equal parts of a purple, blue, or maybe a navy. It looks like a hot pink and a red in there as well. So a really nice, fun, like purple pink color combination. So that's what we have in the box. And for once I actually ordered it and opened it and filmed it, and we'll post it in less than like 2 or 3 months of ordering and arrival and all of that. So slightly more on top of it than I was a year ago, but I'm just eager to cut into some of those cords, and didn't want to have open bundles when I actually filmed this. So but yeah, that's kind of it. baby's taking a nap right now, so I'm gonna just kind of hang out and rest for a little while. The other really fun big thing that I get to share with you as well is about a week before my daughter turned 2, we figured out baby number 2 is on the way. So I'm about 12 and a half-ish weeks along so far, and I am mixed with, oh my God, how are we going to do this? How am I going to do this with 2 babies and working from home and all the things that are just big life changes? But that doesn't keep me from being excited. And I tell myself often that love conquers all. We will always find a way, no matter how hard it is. And this love and this relationship of raising this little girl is like everything that my heart has ever desired and more. And I know a second is only going to further blow my mind of the depths of all the things that come with it. So it's a lot, but I am very excited. So just battling the last few weeks with a little bit of morning sickness, and then just being tired from chasing my very energetic toddler and trying to sustain human life. It's been a good time. So Mama's gonna take a little bit of a rest. We've been out running around and doing stuff this morning, so now's my time to catch up on some of that downtime. So if you need any links for discounts for Atwood, I've got a 10% off link for your first order of $50 or more at Atwood. They do free shipping at $100. So I typically like to wait for a sale, do a $100 order, and see if I can catch any extra sales or use a gift card around that same time as well. But if you need any links, check the video description or message me wherever you can find me on socials. I'm on Instagram the most, probably, YouTube, Facebook, all the things. So I am certainly still open for custom orders. I'm working through just filling things and filling my shop and stuff like that on in my free time. And as always, I ask that you just give me a little patience, a little bit of grace, just because it is kind of a lot to navigate, but I am able to successfully finish orders a lot faster than I was months or years ago. So everything is going great over here. But I wish you all the best. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking out what my newest Paracord addiction looks like. And I hope that you take care. I should have cleaned my glasses before this. Yeah, it's let's not do that one. Atwood Rope had a sale around the Prime Time, or the Prime Amazon Prime sale.